seems like there aren't as many illegal fireworks out there. I remember as a kid, you just heard it. It was constant from like the first day of summer up until August.
Do you drive with your windows in the city? Are you afraid to let your windows be rolled down because you're afraid of some black kids are going to throw firecrackers into your window?
Black kids.
That's what I was always scared of growing up. Is that the black kids from the neighborhood would throw firecrackers in my window? Never happened.
Of course not. That's hilarious. No, I never had that fear, but I'll try to work it up in my fear repertoire.
You put it on your fear lazy Susan.
My fear Rolodex. Frt, frt. Yeah, no, I never afraid of that, but it used to be just like you drive down your streets and there was that huge pile of papers from mats and mats of firecrackers that were set off the night before. Just, you don't see it anymore. Little bottle rockets at night, you just hear. Now it's just gone. You used to get those menus. Like there was always some fucking thug that was handing out those sheets of paper, and you just circle it like Chinese food. Yeah, I'll have some M80s. I'll grab some of these and give me 5 mats of fucking firecrackers, blackjacks. I want some blackjack firecrackers, M80s and ash cans. What's the difference between an ash can and M80? I think M80s were stronger, but ash cans looked like M80s, but they were silver. Like an ash can. And there were cherry bombs.
Weren't you worried about blowing your... the message got through to me when I was a young boy.
Did it?
Dude, I was so scared of blowing my fingers off. I never held an M80.
No, but there's no greater thrill and no greater danger than holding an M80 and lighting it and throwing it. You could place on ground, light fuse, get away like a pussy. Like the instructions tell you to on the fireworks. But nothing like lobbing it. Let me tell you, you might have heard of a gentleman named Joey Cumia. My dad. Jesus Christ. I remember being, how old was I? Probably 7 years old. And Pops probably had a few with his friends hanging out on the 4th of July. And he had a paper bag full of M80s and thought it was a good idea to teach the kids how to throw the M80s. I was 7. And what he would do is he'd give me the M80. He'd tell me to, get my arm back there in throwing position. And he'd say, don't look at it. Just when I say throw, you throw. So I'd stand there petrified with my arm back, my head looking skyward, one arm forward. And he'd take his cigarette out. I wasn't crying there, Zippy. Thank you. Shut up, Jesus Christ, you faggot. And he would light it and go throw, and I would just throw as hard as I could, and boom, the fucking thing would explode. My tender little 7-year-old hand. You know what that I mean? It would have taken up to the elbow.
You'd be
would have
scared?
been gone. I'd have been maybe here today explaining why I had no arm and have to relay the same story, but having gone tragically wrong.
But you were scared when that would happen?
Petrified, nervous, shaking, like, ah! I liked the explosion. I liked watching, Dad light it. He would light it with his Tarryton cigarette and then look at the fuse burning down, like watch it, and then get rid of it in the air, and it would blow up in midair. I thought that was pretty goddamn cool. But he would have me throw it, and it would bounce on the ground a few times because I wasn't going to hold on to it. And he wouldn't be there and light it and then wait to say throw. He had some responsibility, I guess. That would be funny if he had me light it, if he lit it, and I just heard psst, and I didn't hear him say throw. I just start crying. And then holding Roman candles also. Foom, foom.
You held them?
Yeah, those things are dangerous. I've seen them explode, ripping the cardboard tube completely apart. Roman candles. They're supposed to be pretty safe, but wow, very dangerous. Fireworks are fucking dangerous.
Dude, I guess I was a pussy. I remember, yeah, still, of course. But I remember lighting them, bottle rockets, and aiming them at the highway at traffic.
Oh, God damn.
Because we were on mescaline. I think that we were on mescaline.
Who were you with?
I think my friend Bill D'Angelo.
Good old Bill D'Angelo.
But I don't think we I always get fireworks. Always fucking frighten me.
Where was Stanley?
Oh, I don't think I hung out with him at that point. I think that's after I stopped hanging out with Stanley and Mike. Hey, Stanley, go back. Let's throw some hot oil on him. Wanted to drain engine oil into a pan and throw it on a guy's chest.
Hilarious.
Who was hitchhiking?
It's hilariously medieval.
But I was always scared, man.
Yeah, it was petrifying.
You were one of those guys, though, that would have fun with them on fucking 4th of July.
I liked blowing things up. I wasn't a big fan of throwing them because that was kind of scary. But I was a big fan of blowing shit up, shoving M80s in things and then watching them explode. Garbage pails, mailboxes was a huge one. I love blowing up people's mailboxes. Oh, you shove that M80 in, flip the door closed, and just run.
That's a man act.
That's a man act. Knocking down mailboxes, driving through people's backyards. M80 versus mailbox. Fucking rips it apart. Oh, wow. Here's a little video. And, wow. Fucking piece of mailbox came chasing after him.
Wow.
Yeah, they come apart. See mailbox come apart like that.
It really does fucking blow up a mailbox.
Yeah. Yeah, that was always fun. And then a friend of mine, Dave, he would come over the house. He worked at Struthers. They used to make like pipe fittings and stuff. It came apart nice. And he came home one 4th of July with this pipe with 2 caps. One cap had a hole in it. And Teflon tape wrapped around the metal because you didn't want to go bare metal to bare metal threads while you're screwing the cap on with gunpowder in there because it could friction.
Wait,
it's so
how
dangerous.
would that work?
Yeah. There's threaded ends.
Right.
There's a pipe with 2 threaded ends, and you screw a cap on one end, and then you screw the top with a little hole in it on the other end after you fill the thing completely with hollowed out M80s. We would sit with a bag full of M80s, just poke a hole in the side with a screwdriver, and fill the pipe up with these M80 fucking gunpowder.
And then you would make love, sweet, sweet love to Sarah Connor. And
exactly.
Stop Skynet from taking the world over.
Yeah. But it's true. We'd wrap the threads with Teflon tape, which you use for to make a good seal on it usually. But in this case, it was to keep the friction from getting the metal hot and sparking and blowing your fucking friends up. Yeah, there you go. That's the scene.
Could that happen as you were putting the metal cap on?
It's happened so many times to people.
Really?
You can't even count it.
Wait, and then when they're threading something, the fucking thing just blows up?
Yeah, it just fucking explodes.
Oh my fucking god!
In a giant explosion of shrapnel, gunpowder, fire, and death.
How about if you close it really slow?
Well, even something slow under pressure, like threads screwing tightly, can still make enough friction. The speed doesn't really matter. That's a common misconception that can be deadly. You must lubricate the threads and or use Teflon tape around it.
But wouldn't the tape make the threads not grip?
No, Teflon tape contours to the size of the threads.
Oh, wow.
It really gets in there good. And it's very smooth and puts a nice little seal on everything.
And you knew that at that age?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm 43, and if you told me to do that right now, I'd blow my arms off.
So we would do that and then stick a fuse in the hole after everything was lit up with a little bit of clay in there to keep it from spilling out. And then you'd do a cigarette fuse, which was you'd smoke a cigarette a little bit, you break the filter off, shove it on top of the fuse, and it would give you a good 5-10 minutes before the ash burnt down enough to light the fuse. And then the fuse would light and kaboomo. And we'd put it on these giant like 6x6 posts that were in the ground to hold up big fences. And it would just blow the whole post apart. Like a railroad tie size fucking post. And just in the air, fucking sections of fence are tumbling and flying through the air. Looked great.
How many M80s would you drain?
It was probably a good, let me think now. With that, it could have been 30 M80s. Wow. It's just insane amount of fucking explosive power.
What does an M80 look like? I don't think I've ever held one.
M80's like it looks like a piece of cardboard tubing.
Almost, like a miniature cartoon stick of dynamite, almost.
Yeah.
Like a red paper housing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
That's it. Right
okay.
there.
Yeah, I've seen them.
The M80.
Oh, yeah, I have. Now, does it look like a cherry bomb, or is that shaped like a cherry?
Cherry bombs are round.
Oh, they are, okay.
And they were made out of some kind of fucking, what was that kind of made out of? Some kind of plastery clay kind of material, the cherry bomb.
Oh, they weren't the same thing.
No. And then the ash can was silver and looked kind of like an M80.
And the M80s were strongest of those three.
Yeah, that's what I used to know. Yeah, the cherry bomb. Those are cherry bombs.
What was a step up from an M80?
Quarter stick.
Oh, right. That's a quarter stick of dynamite?
Yeah, they were quarter sticks.
Would people have that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people fucking 4th of July, man. Especially in white trash Long Island where I grew up. Man, were there a lot of people with fireworks. Your town thugs, the guys that would break into cars and steal stereos, and all those kids that started fires in the woods, and they were the ones that always had the fireworks on 4th of July. And they were the fun people to be around. Yeah.
Where would they get them?
I don't know. I guess some type of, there was always tiers of organized crime that would have it. I guess the mob would bring in the bulk of the fireworks and then dole them out to, the next guy down the ladder, and he would dole them out to the next guy. So by the time it got to the neighborhood thugs, it was, a few degrees of separation from the actual source. But I think a lot of organized crime was bringing in fireworks into neighborhoods. And when they cracked down on all that shit years ago, especially Giuliani, he had a big part in that.
Did he stop John Gotti's party one year or no?
Yeah, he was the one that pretty much stopped Gotti from having his giant 4th of July party.
Every year Gotti would have a big one, the whole block party,
the
right?
whole block would love him. They'd fucking set off their own fireworks display. One year they had a short shot that went off and just lit the whole fucking neighborhood up on the ground. Yeah, a few of those mortars that were supposed to go up in the air didn't. So they're just flying around. I think a few people were injured, but nothing that serious.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, was that a quarter stick or?
Yeah, I think that's a quarter.
It's a quarter stick of dynamite why would you do it in a melon? Like,
look how festive it's decorated.
Yeah.
It's a quarter stick of dynamite, and it's got little swirls on it like a candy cane.
He's blowing it up on a tiny little bridge.
On a little fucking bridge.
But it's M80. It's an M80 that it's a melon. Oh, that thing smokes too.
Yeah, the fuse is really. He's got a melon. It's going to be nothing left
No,
of that melon, of course.
You guys just blowing a melon apart. But,
oh, wow, that fucking blew up.
But an M80 would have done the same thing to it.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking melon.
That's a big bang, though.
There's nothing funnier than watching somebody run away from a lit fuse.
It really is something. There's something very instinctual. When you see a lit fuse, you fucking run away.
You run.
But like we're watching two guys light something, and they put a bucket on it, and they're running away. This thing will launch.
What is that they're doing?
They probably put an M80 underneath
there's two guys in the line.
Wow, it just came apart. Didn't even launch. You take a metal garbage pail and turn it upside down over a quarter stick of dynamite, and that fucker will launch like a rocket.
People just like watching stuff blow up. It really is our ape side.
I wonder what that is.
It's the noise. Boom. Yeah. It's just the sound or the colors.
Yeah, we do like that.
It's cool just to make a loud boom, a big noise.
There is something, even like even the festive airburst fireworks from like the Macy's the fireworks display and stuff like that. We love just looking up and looking at that. It's weird. This human thing, we just like it.
You know what it is? Because we know too much now. Like, we didn't know years ago that a star coming into the atmosphere was natural, so we thought it was godlike.
Oh.
We're just jaded from all that stuff, so we kind of had to invent something to
make it
impress
look
us. Yeah.
godlike. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What's that one, Dan?
I'm just trying to find some good explosions.
Yeah. There's a lot of that shit. And you will hear after the 4th of July the horror stories and nightmares. Usually they entail blowing fingers off from M80s and stuff, but the worst thing is when that mortar doesn't go off out of the tube. You get like a nice 8-inch fucking mortar shell in a pipe, and they throw it in, light that fuse, and nothing happens, and someone shoves their face over the fucking mortar tube.
And it goes off?
And it goes off. Instantly just rips your head off.
That happens to people?
Yes. astounding.
People lose their arms and stuff every year, right? Or their hands.
Yeah, there's just something that happens.
There's
that,
somebody right now who has a hand who will not have it tomorrow.
Your hand will be gone tomorrow.
In 36 hours.
How frightening is that? Yeesh.
I've seen a video of that once. I forget where. It was on one of my sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a guy with like an M80.
Oh, it was the whole thing. It showed it blowing up.
His arm was just, his hand was just ripped.
Oh.
We used to throw them at people too. Thick puppies would have M80 parties.
No, they probably didn't.
We'd light them up and just fucking play Ringalario catch.
Ringalario?
What's that?
What is the Ringalario?
It's catch.
I've heard of Ringalevio.
Oh, that's probably it.
There's a video on Interrobang. Yeah, I don't like watching that shit. I don't want to watch that.
Someone's
and a fireworks one, the anticipation's too much to watch.
Wait, what's the one? Someone's hand comes off on Terrorbang?
Yeah. I guess somebody lights an M80. And yeah.
I was always scared of that shit. What is that thing that we're looking at? It looks like just constant fire being shot up in the air.
Wow.
Someone taped 91 Roman candles together.
It looks like
that's pretty cool.
anti-aircraft artillery. That's like what in the night sky over Iraq during the Gulf War.
But how are they going off simultaneously,
cool.
like one after the other? How do they do that?
Well, I'm sure the lighting it. I mean, you got to get a lot of them going all at once.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
dumb.
that's pretty good.
I don't know anything.
That's pretty cool. People used to have Roman candle fights.
Yep.
You just hold the tube and go funk, 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 shooting them at each other.
Can't you get hurt?
Yes. Bottle rocket fights also.
Bottle rockets are less than Roman candles, though.
Yeah, but they'll take an eye out pretty fucking soundly, I would imagine. You know?
Especially when you break them off and then you have a fun nickname for them.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, boy. Boy, the black people sure never got cut a break, even when naming wacky fireworks.
Something chaser.
Yes.
Can't remember.
Oh, I know that one.
Just... and they're just going wild down the street.
Yeah, or when you're in school and your friends decide to put them off in the like the staircase. You know, like where's that little enclosed staircase area?
Down the hallway. And there was always the kid that you knew you could give the fireworks to if you had them, but didn't have the balls to light them off.
You ever play with those little pop snap things that they look like little sperms and you throw them on the ground?
Yeah.
It's always fun when one lands right inside of your ear and goes off.
They used to do that?
Yeah, it happened to me when I was a kid, sure.
Man.
Went right into the ear canal and popped. I heard ringing for probably 3 days.
Oh, and then the sawdust from inside, it gets all in your head.
That shit was itchy.
Shit makes you itch.
And people still buy those today. That's like one of those dangerous toy things that no one's said, hey, you can't play with that yet.
Yeah, kind of
nice.
Seems dangerous.
Those and those two balls that you could kind of smash together with the gunpowder on it. It would just kind of spark and make a bang.
Yeah, they had like cap material on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the parents decide what's safe and what's unsafe because there's no way that's like a safe toy for a child.
It doesn't seem very safe. No.
You can still get bomb bags.
Bomb bags?
Which is a little foil bag that you would squeeze and then throw, and then the bag blows up.
Yeah. It's like got like water in it.
Yeah.
And then there'd be a chemical
right?
that you could hit, and I remember those. It's like a car bomb or something.
When I was a kid, we used to go like to the Kmart parking lot.
Yeah.
One time I took a whole pack of firecrackers. I just lit it and threw it into the parking lot.
Nah, you probably didn't.
Yeah, I think he's making it up.
You probably didn't.
Yeah, I did. We just threw them in the parking lot.
The parking lot.
You think that's a lame 4th of July?
Terrible. Terrible.